name is Dr. Matthew Carmichael. I'm an ear, nose, and throat doctor here at Northeast Atlanta Ear, Nose, and Throat and Allergy. I am originally from Conyers, Georgia. I was born and raised in Conyers. Went to high school at Heritage High School. I then attended the University of Georgia for undergrad. From there, I was accepted into medical school at Mercer University in Macon, Georgia, and spent 4 years there. After that, the match sent me down to Tampa, Florida at the University of South Florida, where I spent 5 years in my ear, nose, and throat training. I decided to pursue medicine based on a number of factors, but the main one was that when I was growing up, there was a family member of mine that was sickly, and that person was in and out of the hospital fairly frequently. And as a child in my formative years, you get exposed to quite a bit of doctors, nurses, being in hospitals, and it just became one of those things that I just got used to and was around a lot. And unfortunately, that person ended up passing away, and it stuck with me, and that has led me to medicine and the pursuit of trying to help others. I chose ENT as a specialty for two specific reasons, and I'll go through each one individually. One of them was when I was in medical school. I was hanging out with a bunch of the ENT doctors, and there was a, we'll say 20-ish-year-old female that had gotten a cochlear implant put in. She had never heard before, and she'd had hearing aids, and it helped a little bit, but never truly heard what music sounded like. And finally they were able to turn it on, and she heard music in how it's supposed to be heard for the first time when she was getting it programmed that day. And it was fascinating. It was awesome to see her face light up, and she broke down and cried, and it was one of those moments that will always stick with you. So that was one of the first things that I realized, that in ENT you deal with the senses, and that's how we see our world. And so being able to help somebody with some of these things and how they perceive the world and their quality of life really led me to the specialty. And then the second thing, which was probably one of the more fascinating things for me just as a surgeon, was being involved with some of the surgeries that I got exposed to when I was in medical school. One of which was a parotidectomy, which is where you remove part of the parotid gland, and you get to see some of the cranial nerves, which is just absolutely awe-inspiring. And just going through that and seeing that led me to choose this as a specialty. The things that I love most about being an ENT is getting to see a wide breadth of pathology, as well as the age range that we get to see. So you can see a child from 1 month old to somebody who's in their 90s, and you can help that large group of people. Plus, you get to see quite a bit of different pathology. You know, one of the reasons I chose the specialty was because you're not just seeing the same thing day in, day out. You get to see quite a bit of different things, and that's probably one of the reasons why I love what I do. I get to help people from birth to death. I get to see them through cancer. I get to see them through helping with their quality of life. I can perfect their senses, their sense of smell, their hearing, their sense of taste. These things that make you a human. These are the things that I get to help with. The best part about being a part of this group at Northeast Atlanta ENT and Allergy is our collegial atmosphere. We all get along. We like to hang out outside of the office. We'll go grab a drink every so often, have good dinner parties. Whenever one of us has an issue, the other one can help pick us up. You know, a lot of us operate together with tough cases. Whenever something doesn't go right, you have somebody to lean on. And that's one of my favorite things about being a part of this group, is that no matter what, you always have somebody that can help you out if you ever need it. Some of the things that I like to do outside of medicine and work, first of all, I love hanging out with my wife and kids. I have 3 kids, 2 girls and a boy, and we absolutely love being outside. That's one of the things that we do pretty much every weekend. We love going to the North Georgia mountains and hiking. Love going to Ruby Falls, CHOA Falls, Lookout Mountain, things like that. A passion of mine, which I haven't quite been able to do, is to climb mountains. There's a goal at some point in my life. I'd love to climb Mount Everest, but my kids need to be grown before I do that. Another thing that we absolutely die for is University of Georgia football. It has become a family affair. We watch it every Saturday. We root and root and root, and sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. But it's absolutely something we love doing.